What's up, you guys? It's Aditi. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about journaling, and I did get a few requests, and I know it took me a while to make this video, but here I am. I always wanted to journal, and I was kind of shy in school and did not have a lot of friends, so I really wanted to. I wouldn't actually call it a journal, it would be like a personal diary. So my aunt would get me like a notebook or a personal diary, and I never actually wrote anything in there because one, I was too afraid that somebody would read it, and second was, and look how cute it is. I mean, it looks a little dull now because hello, it's been over 20 years I've had this. So I didn't actually use it as a personal diary, but I would like write poems or something that I made when I was in school. So yeah, in 2013 I had my own blog, but it was an anonymous blog, and I would write stuff in there. And then fast forward, last year I actually started journaling for good. So if you are like me and you always wanted to journal but you don't know where to begin and you're a little confused, then this video is for you. To start a journal, you just need the will to write, you just need to want to do it. And journaling is about self-care, and self-care ka first motive is to do something that you enjoy, to enjoy the activity that you're doing. And journaling is about the process of journaling. It's about you enjoying the activity. And if you don't enjoy journaling, it'll be really hard to get something out of it. I believe that why would you want to do something that you don't actually enjoy? And I've always been very introspective about my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions, and journaling actually helps me do that a lot better. When we were kids, we were too busy, and I feel that we were too self-assured, and that's the reason why we didn't actually do this back then. But as I've grown up, I've realized that there is so much of depth to the thoughts in our head, to our own personality, to the things that are here in our head, and I feel quite excited to actually discover all the things that goes on here. I also journal because it kind of gives me an outlet to all the negative thoughts and emotions I have and I feel at times, and I use my journal as a dumping ground for all the thoughts that I have that are really unnecessary, that do not add any value to my life, that do not serve any purpose in my life, to be honest. So journaling actually makes me feel a lot better and a lot lighter in my head. Also, I feel that imagine I have journaled for like 10 years in a row, and when I look back to this one entry about this one thing that was very difficult for me that happened 5 years ago, when I read it now, like 10 years from now, I will feel silly and stupid about feeling 5 years ago that I will never go through that difficult situation, but I did, and so many years have passed and so many troubles and obstacles have come my way, and I have crossed over all of them, and that I think would really make me feel a lot better in the future. Just reading about it, like we have had obstacles in our life all our lives, and we have come so far, but we tend to not remember those obstacles once we have crossed over them. So journaling would be a nice way to actually look back at these obstacles and see how my mindset was back then and how I actually overcome it, and also all the incredible things that happen in our lives. It's not, journaling isn't about just writing negative stuff, it's also writing about positive stuffs and rejoicing and celebrating it all over again when you read it 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. Now that we know why you want to journal and what is your reason, your purpose for journaling, let's see how you're going to journal. So there are two ways you can journal, obviously. One is digital and one is physical. Digital obviously has its advantages. It was faster to type. If you are somebody who can type faster, I am somebody who can type faster than I can write. Also, digital is very searchable and editable. It'll be so hard to find something that happened 5 years, even 6 months from now, and I just want to know that, oh, it's like history is repeating itself and this did happen 6 months ago, and I want to see what my mindset was and how I overcome it and how did I make myself feel better. It will be so hard to find it in this physical copy, but it will be so easier to do that in a digital document. So you can have a Word document for each journal entry that you write, and you can have a folder on your computer, on your laptop. That way you can save it, and maybe you can put a lock on it, or you can put a lock on a computer if that's possible. You can also write it on your iPad using the Apple Pencil. This would be like the physical way of writing but still digital, but I don't think how you would search stuff on here. Like you could write things on your notes ka app and maybe put a lock on it when that's possible. You could have a Tumblr account. I did have a Tumblr blog. I started it in 2013 when I just got into a new college. I was done with one degree and I didn't have any friends in the new college. I didn't keep in touch with my old friends, so I felt quite lonely. So I started an anonymous blog. You need to know the name of my blog, only then you would be able to find it, and I did not disclose my name first or last, my nationality, where I live, nothing. So I could be anywhere on this planet. And also, if I would talk about a friend or something or somebody, I would change their names. I would write their names depending on their personality, maybe the zodiac sign, or maybe some kind of description that if I look back and if I read something that happened 2 years ago about somebody, it would click me like, oh, this is the person, this is whom I'm talking about here, so it would be easier for me to know. But if somebody else reads that, they wouldn't be able to know who it is about. So it was quite anonymous. You can do that if you'd like. I did that till 2017, and then I stopped for personal reasons, and then I started doing physical journaling. You can also use these journaling apps that you get on your phone, on a Play Store or an App Store. You can try those out. I do not have any recommendations because I've never tried any of those apps. So see what floats your boat, see what you like. But I prefer physical journaling because I think it's a much more meditative experience if you actually put pen to paper. It's like penning down your thoughts. It's kind of like a phrase. And I would actually suggest to write with a pen. If you do physical journaling, write with a pen, because once you write it, it's out there. You cannot go back and edit it. You cannot cross it out. You can, but I would suggest not to, because journaling is all about being truthful and honest and not giving your thoughts any filter. Okay, so that's why don't write with a pen, don't write with a pencil, write with a pen. And obviously while writing, you are going to cut a few things. Like you can see on this whole page, there's just like 2 words that I've crossed out, but that's fine. Obviously there are going to be times when you would actually cross out few things, but that's all right. But avoid the whole And another thing I want to tell you is that there are no rules at all. If you search on Google or some YouTube videos, they will tell you that there are these set of rules that you should follow to journal, like make it a habit, set a schedule, time it, write this, write that, you shouldn't write this. I know that I won't be able to enjoy it if I had to follow a set of rules, and if I was told and I had to force myself to write every single day to make it a habit. I know I won't be able to do it. But if you are someone who is good with routine and if you like following rules, then you do you, girl. You do you. Watch those videos and I guess we'll find out what these rules are. So what I've noticed about myself is that I thrive in a place where I have the freedom to make my own decisions, and what I've noticed what's best for me when it comes to journaling is journaling when I feel like it, when I feel the need to do it. So I believe that journaling shouldn't be an activity that you put on your to-do list and then you check it off after it's done. It's an activity that you should enjoy doing it. Only then you can actually reap the fruits of it. I think this is the point what everyone is waiting for, is what to write. And again, I wanted to tell you that there are no rules as to what you should and shouldn't write in your journal, because your journal is your space, your personal space for you and your thoughts. So you can write whatever you want in it. So some people would enjoy writing a detailed record of their life from the minute they open their eyes till the end of the day. So you write it at the end of the day. I think that somebody would like to do this because they would like to look back onto their life, and this journal would be like their own biography. I personally wouldn't do this because I don't think I would be interested in having my journal as my biography to look back on. I don't think I would be interested in knowing what I ate on 16 December 2017. Also, I would actually suggest you to not write every single detail about your day. I mean, again, you can do what you want, but I don't think it would add any value or serve any purpose knowing 2-5 years from now what you ate on a particular day, So I think that you should write about things that really matter to you, the events that happened in your life or around you, and what really matters and what's important to you. Those are the things that you should write about in your journal. You should also talk about your feelings and your emotions and thoughts that you keep mulling over inside you. You should write it in your journal and get it out of your system and mull it over your thoughts and emotions in your journal. Also remember that you are not writing a school or college essay or a thesis, so you should not be restricted, you should not feel restricted, you should not slow down thinking about the grammar and syntax and transitions of paragraph or even your handwriting. You have to let go of your perfectionist attitude, your perfectionist tendency. You are writing for yourself, so allow the words to just flow. Allow yourself the freedom to just write without any restriction, without any filtering of your thoughts and emotions. And it's very easy for me to say, it's really hard to do, but you really have to do it. And be truthful with yourself. If you want to follow any rule, please follow this one. Be truthful. It is so important to validate our own thoughts and feelings, and journaling helps with that. So take this time and be honest and truthful with ourselves. Also, if you are still confused with where should I begin, what should I write, then I would leave a few journaling prompts that I could think of and I use. Like, I don't actually use these journaling prompts as such, but I do write about these, like the answers of those journaling prompts in my journal. So I would leave them in the description box below, so just check out the description box for that. Okay. Also, it's your journal, right? Like I said, it's your personal space. So you decide how you want to write, what you want to write. I prefer to write with a black pen. Maybe you want to write with a green pen. Your choice. I write in English, although I'm a Maharashtrian. If you want to write in Bengali, write in that. So whatever language you want to use, if you want to mix languages and write, you have the freedom to do it. Just remember that. You have the whole freedom to do it. If you want to draw in your journal, like some people feel very expressive when they are drawing, so you can draw and write. You can just combine the two. You can also add pictures in your journal. I have added a few pictures, so you can do that as well. You can also write entries in the form of a letter. I have written one entry in the form of a letter to a friend who is not a friend anymore, and I had these things stuck in my head. And I just wanted it to flow. So I wrote a letter in my journal to my friend who I don't talk to anymore, and I cannot like send the letter to them. So I just wrote it in my journal. So it's like out of my head and in here now. I have also written goals for 2020 on the first page. So I started this journal a little before 2020. So my first journal entry is on December 28, 2019. So I did write goals, and you can see that I had a few goals like to start a YouTube channel, to get an internship, to get admitted in college in SYBA. I did not. I got an FYBA because my last year exams did not happen, so I decided to try for FYBA this year, and I did get in. Also did write some quotes that I really like. So yeah, it's your journal. Do whatever you want with it. Another thing I want to talk about is labeling your entry. So how I label my entry is I write the date, the day, the time, and also the day of my menstrual cycle. This will be a little TMI, but let me tell you that everybody has their PMS symptoms different. So you may be having a headache or a fever. Some may be having something else, maybe stomach pains. I tend to get extreme mood swings, and I can lash out on people. I can cry for 2 days straight. I have these intense negative thoughts in my head that can just take me anywhere, and it does affect me a lot. So I write in my journal every time I feel negative, like I've already said. So this kind of keeps track of all of that, and when I look back on it, I can see patterns like, oh yeah, it was day 4, oh yeah, it was no PMS. Next is also pretty important, finding the right notebook. In another video, I spoke about our brain being an association machine, and we tend to associate our feelings with objects, and objects make us feel a particular way, and that's the reason why we may have 10 genes, but that one gene is our favorite. So in the same way, I have many notebooks, and I have notebooks for they have different purposes, I would say. So I have this one where I write all of the planning I do it here. I plan about the topics I would teach my students on a particular day, the tests I would take on a particular topic. So all of that planning is done here. I have another book where I do my budgeting, and I write the fees of my students and kitna diya hai, kitna baki, etc. All the money stuff. Although this diary or whatever notebook I bought for bullet journaling, so you can see all of bullet journaling stuff, but I got out of it really quickly. I did it for like a few months last year, and then I just fell off the wagon. I don't know why, what happened to me. So I like to separate my therapy session from my planning and productive session, Also, the size matters. So the one that I got is like an A5 size, and this size is perfect for me because I can put it in my sling bag and I can just carry it with me. Although I'm not someone who would actually journal on a bus stop or in the train, but I like to keep my options open. Okay. Also, the size shouldn't be very intimidating for me. I mean, imagine trying to fill a page on this big book. It's not very big, but it's like an A4 size book, and it'll be very intimidating for me to use this as a journal. But for a lot of people, maybe this would be really small, and you would feel like, oh my god, my book will get over really quickly if I write a lot. So you would like maybe feel like restricting your words, and I don't think you should do that. So see what kind of sizes you like. I will leave the link of this in the description box. I made a video on week in my life vlog, and I did open this up in there. So the same size, guys, the same size. This is not over at all. Maybe I'm not even at half. I'm not. This is where I am. This is how much I'm done, and this is left. So maybe I'm done by half. So I already got these 2 books, same size. I really like the cover, and I was really scared that they will go out of stock, so I just got them. So I will leave the link of this as well in the description box, and also of the bullet journal thing that I was using. If you like this size, it's also like it's not A5 size. It's a little small, but it's like a typical diary size. So I'll leave this in the description box as well. I cannot leave this one because I bought this on Miniso. Also pay attention to the GSM of the pages of the book that you would buy. You wouldn't want to get a book that bleeds, that when you write with a gel pen, the ink kind of bleeds through your pages. You wouldn't want that. I use a black Montex MegaTop pen, so it's a ball pen. I am a ball pen person, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you use gel pens, so just keep in mind the GSM of this. GSM of both these are 90 GSM. I think it'll be good enough for a gel pen, because I did write with a gel pen and it hasn't bled through at all. So I think 90 GSM is quite alright. Another thing to keep in mind is to get a book, like I did this, which has a traditional binding, because I would never use a spiral binding, because whenever I write it kind of gets in the way, and I'm a lefty, so I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I want my journaling experience to be very, very pleasurable. Also, another thing is that I would like to get a book that stays open. I don't want a book that I had to have to hold it down when I'm writing and use two hands to open it. No, I don't. Like, these are like really tiny things, and I've lived long enough and I've used a lot of books, notebooks, journals, a lot of them in my life, and I have noticed these tiny things do matter when you have to use a book and finish it off. So, coming back to the pen that I was talking about, I use a Montex MegaTop ball pen. I did try a few pens. I did use the Muji pen. I used a few other pens. Like I said, I used the gel pen as well. My hand would start cramping after a point, and that made me want to like stop writing, and I don't want to stop writing when I'm using my journal. I want to keep going as much as I want to. I did not know what kind of pen I wanted to use, and one of my students actually told me about this pen, and I went and I bought this whole pack. Yes, I did. I bought this whole pack for my exam in April, which did not happen, but no complaints, because I can definitely use this and I'm still enjoying this pen a lot. I also use color pens and stuff and a highlighter to highlight some events that have happened and I would like to like quickly find in my journal, so I use highlighters and color pens as well. When I was a kid, I was a huge sticker person. If you go back like a few months back and if you see my videos, you will see in the background my drawer has stickers on it, and I was a sticker person. I'm not anymore, but I am a washi tape person, and I have washi tape on each and every page. I'm telling you. So every time I open a new page, it has a new washi tape. So obviously some washi tapes do they keep repeating, but they don't repeat for at least 10 to 15 pages. I don't have huge, but I have a few of those that I bought on Club Factory. I bought them on Club Factory. These ones are like very leafy. I really like them. They're very green looking. Another one that I got a big box is full of like sea. So there's whale and there's an octopus and starfish and blue dots and like the ocean, and then there's this kind of a submarine. It's really cute. Another one is like a really small chotu ones, which is like a pink. So basically I got pink, green and blue. Another thing you can do is set the scene. Some people like to burn candles, they love the aroma. Some people would sit by the window or sit in the balcony. If I had to journal, I would actually go to a park. I'm not a very greenery person. I'm a very city girl, but I do love parks. I like some kind of greenery around me. Also, remember that the most important thing is to sit somewhere quiet to journal, because you have to sit with your thoughts and emotions to journal. So it's really important to find a quiet place to journal. So you can't go in a hustle bustle place or in a train or something to journal. It will be really hard to do that with so much going around, so many distractions, and your senses are just totally heightened, and trying to capture all of it. It will be really hard to journal in such a place. So find a quiet place to journal. Sometimes I do go in the bathroom to journal, although I live in a 750 square feet apartment and I'm not a lot of people in my house, but it does happen that I do not get a quiet place at my desk or in the living room. So I just go in the bathroom and I journal for a while. That works for me. Last thing I'll tell you is to keep it private. One of the reasons why I couldn't start having a personal diary when I was in school is because I was really afraid that somebody will read it. And I understand that you would also probably would have the same concerns, because a journal is a very intimate place for your thoughts and for yourself. You become extremely vulnerable in your journal. It's a place where you feel comfortable expressing yourself, and it is very, very important to keep it private. So sometimes I keep my journal under the couch or I keep it hidden somewhere where nobody would actually find it. Like nobody actually uses a place, you would kind of keep it there. I sometimes keep my journal with my study books because I'm the only one who actually touches my study books and nobody else does. So when are you going to start journaling? Please share it with me in the comment section. If this video helped you in any way, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what other videos you want me to do, and hit the subscribe button, join the community and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video.